Hello, 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 hello. We are on. Hello, everyone. Hello, wonderful people of this world and for the Brazilian professionals. Today, the topic on hand will be how to gain space. How to gain space during a meeting. My pleasure. I'm Paulina Janes, English teacher, your best solution for business English and corporate communication. Business English and corporate communication. Why I put this like business English and corporate communication is because both are linked. You have a hook in there. But before I start giving you those three great strategies that I learned throughout my career path, I want to first thank you for following me everywhere I go. And also, thank you for allowing me to be a part of your life. At the end of the day, we need to contribute with the society as much as the society contributes. For me, reason why I give free lives every Tuesday of the month from 8 until 8:15, 8:20, for free, except for the last Tuesday of the month. And moreover, I just want to say that this live today will be all in English. Next live will be in Portuguese, and I can mix the language. It depends on the day. It depends on the topic. But the most important thing is that we are going to be together discussing daily topics of the corporate communication. And one of the things that had gained a lot of, I would say, a lot of importance, like not only in Brazil, but around the world. And I wanted to keep it in mind that even if you are an intern, if you are a junior analyst or a junior auditor, like I was in the past a long time ago, or you're willing to climb up the ladder, I wanted to keep in mind that all these that I tell you is not going to come like a magic wand, but things will happen continuously. And the amount of progress you're willing to put into that effort to becoming better in your business English and therefore into your business communication will bring a strong and robust background for you, and therefore you will be building your reputation. So, follow me on all social media. Here we are starting this wonderful life how to gain a space during a meeting. And believe it or not, if you were a junior auditor, if you're an intern, regardless of the position you sit in the company, the most important thing is that you're not gonna be radiant all day long. You are not gonna wake up and say, "Oh my God, I'm gonna become a CEO. Oh my God, I will have the perfect skill set to speak in English. Oh my God, I know how to manage a team." Make sure you are open first to learning, also to criticism. Yes, criticism will happen all the time, everywhere, and anywhere you are. Yes, I have those sad news to tell you. Criticism too will happen. Make sure you find joy and you find happiness on the small wins. Small wins are more related to when people celebrate small victories. For instance, like if you close a small deal that you were not, it was not on your forecast, it was not on your plan, this is something you need to celebrate. Or for instance, if you launch a brand new product, oh, prompts to you and to the team. But one of the things that you should be really, really proud forever, it's your tiny baby steps you take to improve. Tiny baby steps you take to improve. Because if you're not proud of yourself, who else is going to be proud of yourself? Nobody. Nobody. So, the first thing that after all this introduction that I would say is that doing active listening, it's very important to gain space during a meeting. And for instance, Last Friday, I had the pleasure to participate. I bought a ticket to participate of an event that is called Café de Empreendedoras, Entrepreneur Coffee, but only have women around here, in there. And in there, I had the possibility and I had the freedom to meet a lot of wonderful people like me and women that had evolved and had increased their capabilities of listen actively people. And what I mean when I say active listening is not like just to say you have a piece of paper and you're just saying yes, I'm listening. You need to listen. In other words, avoid distractions. Take a one-to-one time to make time to really dig in, to really go further, to really bring a good impact to what the person is bringing to your attention, and then know to give the right answer or to say, I don't know the answer, we're going to discuss later. Sometimes what I learned in the past that when you do active listening, you don't need to say anything. When you do active listening, you don't need to decide nothing. What you need to do is just to pay attention to the people, to pay attention of the words that are coming out from people's mouth. Because if you don't pay attention, if you only pretend you are paying attention, then you're gonna have a big gap a lacuna. You're gonna have a big gap on it because you will transform your listening into a fake listening. So the first one, listen to listen, which is the active listening. Listen to listen. And how do you do it? Avoid distraction. Turn off your cell phone. Take the most not to take any calls, take notes, of everything what the person is talking, active listening, mainly when you want to gain space during a meeting. And of course, you're going to hire me to teach you the oratory pillars and how you can apply them within the corporate settings. That's why my course is Master Business English course and corporate communication. Corporate communication, what I mean is when you it depends on the company your company on the segment your company sits in, regardless what it is, the corporate communication will be always there for you. Active listening, you need to mean it, you need to pretend very well and just listen to the words that are coming out of the other person. The second one that it seems like they seem like so simple is what we learned a lot in my course of oratory pillars. It's like it's the content you need to deliver. Yes, indeed. The content you need to deliver, and you need to make sure you tell your audience if the content is gonna be high importance, mid importance, or low importance. Because if you say, oh, you can bring a backup person to listen to what I'm saying because it's not that important, it can be resolved later. Or we need to resolve a big problem, o pepino, we need to resolve today. So we're going to open a war room today. So we need to decide that problem today, right now. In other words, nobody can leave the room if we don't resolve the problem, if we don't address the problem with a deadline and with a person who will be in charge of addressing it. So business content, it's very important in addition to the hard skills. Yes, hard skills are well known, of course. If you have a graduation, how many languages you speak, how many books you read, and the knowledge you build throughout time. But be careful with that because active listening, the number first, just going back a little bit backwards, like here, fast forward, like rewinding a little bit here. Listen to listen. The other one, the number two is business content plus hard skills. Here is where is the cherish. Aqui que tá o miolo. Here is what it's right in the middle, where you need to showcase why you are holding that position. You will showcase why you are there. And that's the reason that you're not just a cute face trying to sell a product or a service. You are there because you studied. You are there because you made the geographic like comparison. You were there because you did the forecast. You make comparisons with the market, and then you follow the trends and everything. This is where you're gonna show why you studied that much, why you were there, and why people are listening to you. Like I mentioned to you last Friday, I participated of an entrepreneur coffee of just women, and we're almost 100 women, amazing people. I learned that we need to listen. There is no law like they were talking about financial education. Of course, my background is in business administration, but it was amazing knowing the waters they were swimming in. They were talking about business and how they step ahead with their flaws, with their gaps they faced. So, business content and hard skills are amazing. And again and again and again and again, what is the most important thing is you to learn in baby steps how to prove your importance during a meeting. And the number three, it seems a little bit trivial, but it's so important, like everything, everything. Did you notice, like, it's all wrapped up, like, in a big, like, let's say if my book, my Hello Everyone book, every client that buys a product of mine or a service that I sell gets a notepad, the Hello Everyone notepad, So let's say if this is all wrapped up, but you need to make sure the wrapping has importance. And that's what it is, the impact that you bring. That is the number three in here of this life. The impact you're gonna have based on your verbal communication, open chest, and the elbows up, and the shoulders up as well, elbows and shoulders. You're not gonna be stiff. Você não vai estar duro falando com uma pessoa. You're not gonna be stiff. You're going to bring representation to people because you are representing your company, you are representing your team, and therefore you're representing a big stake of the company as well. So the impact of your verbal and non-verbal communication plays a strong role because imagine you if you are having the number two, like presenting something really boring and your audience is like this, like, oh my god, when is gonna end? You need to make sure you use gestures, you engage with your audience, and believe me, these things you only learn and master your talent when you practice them. You practice by doing it. You practice by hiring people that are professionals that have been on your shoes, and therefore they know what it takes to deliver it. There is a big difference that I always like to tell people. There is a difference between a goal and an objective. Goal is something you say, I'm gonna save money. I'm gonna save 10K until the end of the year. The objective, it's like, okay, I wanna travel to the Fiji Islands. And then what it's in the middle of it, it's your strategy. And the strategy é pôr a bunda pra correr, tirar a bunda da cadeira. You need to take actions. You need to bring energy. So for that, that's when you use your verbal and non-verbal communication. And for that, there are two key ingredients that only people who really want to climb up the ladder, they are more successful than others. It's not because they woke up radiant and they learn a lot. The number one that I wanted to take notes right now in a notepad, I wanted to take notes. The first one, it's warmth. First one, it's warmth. Did I say warmth? Yes. And the second one is competence, because warmth and competence, they are linked. They will always be linked. Because imagine you, if you have an arrogant discourse, if you have an arrogance like by yourself based on your verbal and non-verbal communication, nobody will rely on you, and nobody will trust on you. So, wrapping this all up because I'm talking like I can't go beyond like 15, 20 minutes. Wrapping all up. Number one, listen to listen, do active listening. Number two, your hard skills need to be linked to your business content. This is where you're going to showcase why you sit there, why you study that much, and why you are there, why you are hired for the company. And the third one, which for me is the impact you want to provoke with your audience and with what you're selling. High impact, mid impact, low impact related to your verbal and nonverbal communication. And finally, warmth and competence. And all this, believe me, I have been on your shoes. I need to improve every day. Like, for instance, that's why I participated of the great event on Friday. It opened my mind of many things that I was not doing that I'm thinking on doing. It opened my mind in many things that I'm like, oh, that's interesting. I never thought about that. And you just do those things by talking to people, learning about their nonverbal and verbal communication. And never forget, study, put in action. Go ahead and get your things done. Don't copy yourself. Be happy with the small improvements that you have with English, whatever language you decided to do. And finally, I have to say goodbye right now because my life is almost at the end. Here is all my information. You can find all my services that I sell on all social media. Please engage on my YouTube channel. It's a great pleasure to be in here with you, and I will be seeing you next week for our next live, and you will choose the topic. On this note, I will tell you hello opportunity and bye bye for your fear. See you next week. Bye now. Thank you so much.